Alright, so I guess this is a lore video. Yeah, so we'll start this off like a newscast. What is up, drummer? Anyway, what's up, guys? It's Sith Destroyer here. Today, if you noticed in the background, I have the Final Nights trailer up on here. And this actually isn't just the first one, it's actually all three and 2 extra videos. Why am I doing that? Well, some people like to play games just for the gameplay. I like to play most games for the story. So this is a lore video. It all started on GameJolt. I played Final Nights a little bit, and I watched a lot of YouTubers play it, mainly Poised, and I think it was Corey Kitchen played it, and Omar Sabali. I looked him up for it because I wanted to see how the game played, and it's pretty good. Daco also played it, but not much of it, not that I remember. So I was like, hey, let's look into this game. It might be good. So I looked into it, and the story was very interesting, including... So I had researched it a lot, and I went on to GameJolt, and I actually commented what I thought of the first game's story on freaking the page. So that's already like a mild cussing. Anyway, and Liam Jolie, the creator of the game, awesome guy by the way. He actually commented saying I was the very first person to have ever freaking guessed the story right. I missed a few details, but they were like small ones, and I got the main story right. And it was so cool hearing that, because I have never had any of my stories like confirmed. I've theorized on many other games like Those Nights at Rachel's and stuff, and Five Nights at Freddy's 1 and everything, but I never really, they never really got confirmed except for one thing on Those Nights at Rachel's about the phone guy, and that was the phone guy actor, blah blah blah, but that's not what we're getting into. Here's what it is. So sit back, grab some popcorn, ban me because I'm doing Five Nights at Freddy's content, whatever. Here is the story of Final Nights pre-Final Nights 3, Nightmares Awaken. Nightmares Awaken and Final Nights Redux, which will probably have more events that add on to the first game, will be released probably late this year. So, do whatever I told you, and yeah, ban me, I don't know, but enjoy. So, our story starts off in 1983. We have a new place open up on the street. It's called Fredbear's Family Diner. They have 2 animatronics there. A golden bear called Fredbear, who is large, and a golden bunny called Spring Bonnie. They're majorly successful, and they can actually be worn by humans, but they have a slight risk of a spring lock failure, which might kill you. We'd rather not get into detail over that. Anyway, over there is a worker called, well, he doesn't have a name, so we're just going to give him a name. We're going to call him Dave. Yeah. We're going to call him Dave. Dave has 2 children. One is named Mike, and the other we never really learned. It was pretty bad. Mike made fun of his brother. Whenever they went to Fredbear's Family Diner, they didn't get along so well. He bullied him with his friends while they wore masks of the merchandise of Freddy and them. And eventually, they actually did build Freddy and them, and they probably used them in shows. They were kept in the basement by the time of the first game. So, the year is then 1987. We go on, and we see that the purple guy, or Dave, I just messed myself up. Now I have to kill myself. Dave, he's not doing so well in the head. He has contracted a kind of amnesia. It's pretty bad for him. He can't remember things for a short time, but eventually he gets a crazy idea, and I'm getting a phone call. I do not know who that is. Anyway, he gets a phone call. He eventually kind of turns into a bad guy. He wears a Spring Bonnie suit and tries to lure 2 kids out, and eventually he does. The first kid was unsuspecting, and he lured him out into the back room and killed him. The second kid was a group of boys wearing the masks of Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica. The Bonnie one was caught and killed, which was pretty sad. But on the 5th day, things didn't go too hot for him. Mike and his friends, the bullies, brought the little kid, his brother, onto the show stage and threw him into Fredbear's mouth. Yeah. He decided that he was going to play a prank on his little brother, and that caused the brother to become the Bite of 87 victim. Dave swore revenge on him, and then let's fast forward to a few years later. The murders have happened, and it's at the time of Five Nights at Freddy's 1. Mike Schmidt is now working at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and one day he almost dies by Freddy, but narrowly escapes. But during that, something happens. He sees a puppet, but not the one from Five Nights at Freddy's 2. The one it misses parts of its face and has blue highlights, like blue tears and blue cheeks, and it seems to like be strange, different than the others. Mike runs home and discovers that it's followed him, and so he spends a whole night in his living room fighting it off. And he eventually does make it, and then in order to investigate, he goes to the old Fredbear and Friends, the diner, and when he does, he sees Spring Bonnie and Freddy and gang in there, and above them he hears creaking noises. He hears Fredbear walking around. That's when things start to get a little strange. He remembers putting his brother in one of the back rooms in the basement, which is already worst brother ever, you know. It's yeah, you done fucked up. And he narrowly almost dies by Spring Bonnie and Fredbear in it. It seems that something has come with him and is possessing them. But sadly, a generator, or something similar to it, blows up and lights the whole place on fire. They lit him up. And he tries to run and escape, but the Fredbear animatronic, which is now very, very withered, attacks him. And that's already pretty bad, but that's when the puppet goes near him. And that's when Mike starts to realize something. The puppet seems attached to him. It still wants to hurt him, but it seems attached to him. And that's when he finds out the puppet, if you really played the game and went to the extra menu, you would know what his name is. The brother. And who was brothers with Mike Schmidt? The puppet in there, the brother, is the Bite of 87 victim. Pretty dark, right? Yeah. So that is when the brother puppet makes Fredbear bite Mike's frontal lobe, killing him in the explosion. A crew comes to the old diner and sees the old burnt animatronics, Freddy and gang. So they take them, and they almost get attacked by them, which I don't know why they wouldn't just destroy the animatronics there, but they bring them to a man's house. That man is Dave. Yeah. And Dave is then ordered to rebuild them. And when he does, he starts having amnesia again, and they attack him at night. The reason why is because they also brought the puppet, the brother, with him. So he's got the brother right next to him, his son, and he's got the animatronics all attacking him, which is pretty bad. And it's just not good. Anyway, after a few nights of going through this whole torture over and over and over again, Dave goes to the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 location, which is now closed down. They couldn't get funding. I guess he didn't repair them in time. And he goes to dismantle them all, but somehow he sees a Freddy that is purple. And he doesn't really know why. It's never really explained, maybe in the third game, but the purple Freddy leads him to a secret place, which Dave knows about. It's called the safe room, which they can't see through. They can't see it. And he hacks them all with an axe. When he thinks he's done, he stands in the safe room, which he sees a Spring Bonnie suit. But then he hears something behind him and sees the brother puppet, which he was defending himself against in a small room next to him during his 5 nights against them, his final nights. Sadly, it makes him jump into the suit, and he isn't too careful. And the spring suit collapses on him. Yeah, that's not very good, is it? Yeah. So, as Dave says, look, it's me, Bonnie. He is then squished to death by the spring locks, dying in a fatal spring lock accident, which is something he should have known about. And so, that ends the story of the first 2 games. Or does it? At the end of the credits, after the good ending, we see a shot of Springtrap twitching, like in the 3rd game. I mean, like in the 3rd game's trailer from the main series, and that's kind of creepy. But the camera then goes up, and it then goes down, and we see a large 3 on the wall. Big shocker. I kind of knew about a 3rd game coming out. I knew there was going to be one, and we see a Spring Bonnie, but it's not any Spring Bonnie. It's like a Nightmare Fredbear Spring Bonnie. And that is what we know as Reaper Spring Bonnie. So, what can I tell you about Five Nights at Freddy's, or Final Nights 3? We play as the Bite of 87 victim. It's pretty obvious right now. It's in the description on Game Jolt. In it, we face things called Reapers in a hospital. The game isn't out yet, and there isn't much information to play off of it right now, so I can't tell you what the story is, because I don't even know. I gotta wait until the 3rd game comes out, and so that's pretty bad. That's why this is called Final Nights Lore Pre-3. And Redux, which is also going to come out around the same time as that, is probably going to have some more events for the 1st game. And I will explain that in the next video. I'm going to make another lore video on this, because this series is actually really good. It's Unreal Engine 4, it's always good. The programming is excellent. I just found it difficult because of freaking Foxy. Anyway, that's a lot of hatred there. Sadly though, Liam Jolie, the creator of the series, his computer is dying. Press B to blow skills activate. Anyway, so it is dying. And he has to buy a new computer, and I think he has a GoFundMe going on, and he is going to get a new computer when it fixes, and he's going to have to back up all his files, but he's doing that. But then he also announced that Final Nights 3 doesn't look as good to him as he thought it would be, so he's actually going to be reworking it a bit to be better and like more fun. And right now I think it looks okay, but hey, whatever he wants, and as long as the game is even better than it already is, then fine. I mean, it's a good game. All we know now is the enemies are Reaper Spring Bonnie, Reaper Puppet, not the brother. I mean, the puppet, Reaper Balloon Bitch, and Reaper Mangle. And I'm trying to have guesses to who's going to be in the game. Who else is going to be in it? I mean, it's the Bite of 87 victim. There's going to be a lot of characters, but I guess we'll have to see. So I guess leave a comment, like, subscribe. I don't really know, but I'm going to put links in the description to all the videos that I used in this video. And the creator of the games, Liam Jolie. And I'm going to leave the pages of the games in the description, so you can follow and rate them. So, I mean, have fun playing them. You'll need a 64-bit computer, and if it's not running so smoothly, just turn down some of the stuff. I had to, but it ran good for me. So, I guess go and play them, have fun. I don't know. But I guess I'll see you all soon, and bye now.